Hi, welcome to another video. In this video, as the title suggests, I'm going to be VOD reviewing this gameplay. And this person happens to be a Bluelock fan, which gives me permission to grill him. More on that, and it also gives me permission to do something like this. Anyways, anytime I'm a little nervous, I wear my favorite t-shirt, which just happens to be a Benton merch. Anyways, let's start watching this clip.
They want to push us so bad, they're hard staring.
Good comms.
I'll keep peeking.
Ooh, okay.
Staring.
We repeat that, okay. Oh!
Nice.
Oh!
Yep.
Oh! Okay. Okay.
Healing. Red's in. I'm watching.
Okay, we're trying to hold for the rest. Good play, actually.
Yep.
It's only a ranked gameplay clip, but I want to make sure this person plays comp. This person plays entire 2 comp. And I was very excited to receive this person's text because I had a feeling that they had this intense thirst to learn the game. And again, a Bluelock fan,
Holding.
right?
Arcane.
40 on Arcane.
Yep. Nice. Play
Play
slow. Hurt. Tap. Play a wall hard.
Okay, what did we notice so far? VOD review is going frame. Before we VOD review, let's summarize I remember they were trying to handle a team inside. I remember there was not a lot of responses from his teammates. There are players who only calm if something terrible happens to them, right? The calms were not as proactive as this guy's calms were. So these are the things I noticed. But before, this video is not about breaking down team chemistry or formations or comms. No. This game is about, oh fuck. This video is about breaking down what can I do better as an individual? How can I be more valuable in each moment, right? So let's go back. Like I told you in the previous video, every time we take damage, it is worth looking at it, right? So let's say in this segment, let's say it's a LAN player, right? Let's say me and the LAN player do the same damage, and the difference is the amount of damage that we take, right?
Arcane.
So we peek this door 3 different times, and I take 100 damage. So is it fair to say that a world champion will take less than 100 damage? I think it's fair. I think it is fair to say that, right? And I want to talk about this segment. So keep this segment in mind. Before we come back and talk about this again, that's such a fucked up sentence to say. I want to show you guys these 2 Bluelock clips. This is the very first time I knew what an absolute goat of an anime character, of a manga character I have encountered. This is Isaki Yoichi from Bluelock. And this is like before, so there's this knockout stage going on. It's a 2v2 knockout stage. Isaki has a talented teammate, and then he goes against this absolute monster in Baro, Shohei. I hope I pronounced it right. And this is like the day before the game, right? They're practicing, Baro is practicing, sweating. This guy is like peak everything. Absolute disrespect. The guy, they are 17, 16-year-olds, by the way. The fucker is ripped. You built 6-foot muscular body, shifting your weight like this is insane, by the way. My god. Fun fact, this guy's voice actor is a voice actor of Sukuna-sama. Sukuna from Jujutsu Kaisen. They have the same voice actor, same voice. So this... Boom! This is when he's figured out. He's like, has a formula. He has analyzed your gameplay, your strengths, your weaknesses, and this is when he has this formula. Excuse me. I'm not going to edit it out. Anytime I open my editing software, I just end up deleting the footage, bro. I'm not opening my editing software ever again until I build a sense of self-esteem. But anyways. This is analysis, right? He's like, this is your goal range at 23 meters. If I just prevent you from reaching the 23 meters, I can defend you, right? So this is Baro, right? In the 1v1s, he just absolutely slams Isagi. This is like the day before. Like I said, it's a practice day. It's a day before the actual game. On the actual game, the 2v2 is going on. Isagi's teammate Nagi Seshiro. And then Baro with another average player, just like Isagi, right? Isagi is, by the way, the main character, but his skills are very average, and the show is about him, like a guy with an average skill set, being absolutely ruthless in terms of mentality and the way he's approaching the game, right? So I really love him. I think Hal will also love this person.
自分に足りないゴールへのピースを俺のプレーからインスピレーションを受けて紙一重の勝負をしたんだ。そうか、トレースだ。盆栽かける盆栽。
It sounds so badass in Japanese, but average Joe versus average Joe. I'm gonna take his. He took my skill. He's trying to copy my skill, so I'm gonna take his skill, right? But what is this guy's skill?
なるはやと俺の武器を融合させることができれば天才たちとも渡り合えるのかもしれない。潔。ナギは俺がつく。バローは潔止めて。命令すんなチビ。この下手くそ俺の意志で潰す。
Oh, the trash talk, bro.
ボールを持っていない時の動きにおいて俺にとって足りなかったものは敵の目の動き。人間の視界は前にしか存在しない。だから周りを確認するとき頭を動かさないと見ることができない。今バローは目の前にいる俺の動きと追走してくるボールを持つナギの動き、この2点を警戒しなきゃいけない。でも同時に見ることは不可能だからこそ生じる一瞬の視覚を追いつくバローの中心移動のさらにここだナギ、俺に出せ。見てるよストライカー。1対1でバローに勝て。
Peak, bro.
俺のステップワーク。とりあえずだけだ。終われない。行くんだその先へ。まだ見ぬ自分へ。天才の領域へ。
But this is huge, right? As a football player, as a football fan, this is a huge insight. Wait, I've been only focusing on the 1v1s when I have the ball. What if I can prepare for the 1v1 better before I get the ball? I was only paying attention to his body, his momentum, right? The guy's build, there's speed, there's direction, there's balance, right? But let me pay more attention. Let me start watching his eyes. The moment he takes his eyes off of me, I'm gonna attack his blind spot. Like that is this epiphany he has while playing the game. the way he's able to do it is because he's able to isolate individual elements, right? And here, this is like exactly like Apex, bro, right? For example, I have to pull out the big boy. So let's say this is a piece of cover, right? One of the very first things you learn when you're playing with a teammate is, hey, if both of us are playing the same cover, it's not good, right? So you learn to always take a different piece of cover away from your teammate, right? That's one of the very first things you learn when you're playing with someone. But what So what happens is, what about so you play a different piece of cover. So this much everybody understands in the community, right? So I'm going to take a different piece of cover and I'm going to play here away from my teammate. Well and good. But, okay. Yeah. Okay. So well and good. Now what? Well, it depends on the enemy, right? If the enemy is going to be here, oh my god, that's not a red. If enemy is going to be here, I think it's fine. The enemy has a piece of cover. They have to peek left, peek right. They have to use different peeking options to peek you and your teammate, right? But what happens when the enemy is over here? You are both coinciding with the same sight lines, with the same angle. He does not have to spend a long time to find you and your teammate. He can just peek this edge and he's going to see you both, right? He's going to see you both. And that is exactly what happens over here. Over here, right?
R10.
So that's the very first concept. You see those bullets from his Caustic? Caustic is shooting the same edge as the Valkyrie. And what happens when they're peeking that for this long?
Yep.
He takes 100 damage and the guy fucking dies. Right? We take like a 275 damage because we were peeking one edge for too long. And we were peeking the same angle for too long. So, like I asked in the very first portion of the video, is it fair to say that a pro team, a pro player will play this differently? Right? And I'll tell you what I think, or what I know. What I know a pro player is gonna do. So this very first time when we approach an edge, right? This is where most pro players take a gamble. Because why? Because the very first time there's an enemy, right? Now, you have used this edge. Every time you're going to use the same edge, we are just re-peeking the edge. And there's consequences for re-peeking.
10.
And we re-peek the same edge 3 times. There's no wonder we get damage like that, right? Why? What is the consequence? What are the consequences? Well, imagine I am... Let's role play. This is also one of Isagi's biggest skill, is his ability to simulate situations from a different player's perspective, right? I am the Octane. I see someone approaching my door. If I didn't see them, that 17 damage is going to make me scream. I'm going to be like, on me, Valkyrie on me, Valkyrie on me. And if you give me breathing space, I'm going to put a ping, right? So what does that do? If my teammate was not ready for the first peek, with the calm and the ping, now they're ready. I just put a bounty on your head, right? Valkyrie on me over here. And we use the same edge. That guy was ready, bro. Did you see the bullet? Did you see that bullet? This guy was ready. If this was a scrim game, we die doing this. If this was a TDM 3v3, we die doing this. The way we re-peek this edge, well, you have a couple options. You can peek a completely brand new edge, or we develop a skill to re-peek this edge safely. Depending on what you're interested in, we can talk about it in the next video. But the way we're re-peeking an edge the second, third, and fourth time should be and could be completely different from the way we peeked that the very first time, right? So, and in Apex, I wish I wish we celebrated footwork in Apex. What the peeking? I think the peeking is the footwork. The way you can mix up a long peek, a quick peek, a jiggle peek, a shoulder peek, where you're not even trying to see the enemy. You're just like edging your enemy with your shoulder, right? Like I wish we can celebrate the varieties in peak, because the varieties in peak, when you know when to perform a certain peak, that is what is going to stand out, right? But we celebrate fancy movement and fancy trick shots, fancy one clips. We don't even acknowledge the varieties in PK. And in this channel, we will not be doing that. We'll be VOD reviewing every element of the game, and we'll be loving to learn together. So of course, you know, look at we all three of us speak. This is so bad. This is bad. This is worse than I first believed, bro. You can get Kraber collateral triple Kraber. I'm crashing out. I can't string the words out properly. Oh my god, this is bad. This is bad. This is terrible. I mean, imagine. Hold on. Imagine. This is not terrible. I'm not saying you should never do this in any stage of your game. No. There are places where you get to do this. Triple peeking the same edge. When the very first time we do that, this guy dies, right?
I'll keep peeking.
If we walk up, triple peek the same edge, we kill this fucker. But we kind of spent our turn for 17. Only 2 of us were shooting. And I think the teammate was shooting. Is this bullet going through her legs? The Newcastle's bullet, I think it's going through her legs. Valkyrie's legs. Hey, yo.
R10.
Anyways, yeah. You do that, you kill a person, and then you spread out. You take angles, you deny space. Right now, we're not restricting shit. So that's it. That is what I can only talk about this in detail only because this person was a Bluelock fan. Anyways, have a nice day. Have a nice weekend.